A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
President's Day event. All offers are with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details.
Get maximum car buying power and supercharge your savings at Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Bay Meadows. Drive a new Jeep Cherokee and save up to $6,000 off MSRP. Get a new Ram truck from just $299 a month. $299. Save up to $12,000 off the right one for you. Nobody can beat our selection. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, beating the competition for our customers. I-295 and Bay Meadows.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is Universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it. Oh, yeah. Sports Concepts and Rationalizations coming your way. We call it the 10-minute drill. We yell, we scream. Sometimes we fight. If you hang in there and watch on Twitch, we'll get after it.
Fist fights.
Beef, what are we giving out today?
Nothing in the head or face. You got to leave the moneymaker alone.
Leave the moneymaker alone.
At the end of the 10-minute drill, stay tuned.
It's the most beautiful city in the world with men.
One lucky Guggen with a chance to go see another living legend, much like you two.
Thank you.
Jerry Rice at the Times Union Center, 7 p.m. on February 25th, part of the Florida Forum Speakers Series. For tickets and info, go to thefloridaforum.com.
I don't care what the excuse is. I don't care who the coach is. I don't care who the players are. It is absolutely shocking that the North Carolina Tar Heels are 3-12 in the Atlantic Coast Conference.
You know what's also shocking? It
is amazing.
I was sitting here. I'll tell you what else is shocking. The music is playing. I'm thinking to myself, what really resonated from last night in sports as we tackle some of the other headlines? And it was, I was about to say, I think Roy Williams, somebody needs to give Coach Roy a hug.
Yeah.
Last night, Roy Williams, who at least plays the Southern charmed kind of coach, just he couldn't help himself. He unleashed an F-bomb.
He did.
Spent the next 10 minutes apologizing for that.
You got two choices. You can compete your butt off, or you can get up in the fetal position and curl up and start crying. I'm not going to freaking do that. We're going to freaking compete. And that's what we're going to do. We play Saturday. You can feel sorry for yourself, and you feel sorry for yourself, and you're going to do that the rest of your freaking life.
He changed frickin' for a different F word, and that's completely out. That don't fly in Chapel Hill like it might other places.
That's not how Dadgum Roy rolls.
Dadgum Roy is not happy. I mean, listen, Roy, there's nothing you can do. You're done. The season is over. And they'll be right back next year. They got all these parades.
They've been so close, too.
They've lost like so many. It's like
they've lost 6 games by 3 points or less.
It's like they hadn't lost. It's Carolina, man. They win 6 games by 3 points or less every year. They just don't. It's amazing. It's amazing to me that North Carolina is in DAL in the Atlantic Coast Conference. It's not possible. They even lost to Clemson at home this year, which they hadn't done in like 60 years, right? So it's just nothing they've tried. Nothing's worked. They've had some injuries and some other things, but nonetheless, it is bad. Muffet McGraw. Do you know who Muffet McGraw is?
She is the Notre Dame women's basketball
I guess
coach.
they must be having a bad year because she put support group meeting of former champions on handling adversity of this season, a picture of her and Roy, and she went, "Yo, at Steve Kerr, we're holding a spot for you."
That's funny. Good for her. I like her. Didn't they win last year, Notre Dame?
They've been like the Final Four the last 2 years.
I just remember.
They had the girl hit the game winners 2 years ago.
I actually may be thinking about that. What's her name? Kim Melky? What's the Baylor coach's name?
Mulkey.
Yeah. Does she look like Muffet McGraw a little or no?
Short hair, but no.
No. Okay, I got you.
No.
I am I'll tell you what's amazing from women's basketball.
Yes.
I mean, what are we doing?
Nothing.
Um,
Women's basketball, UConn streak.
2007 was the last time they were left out of the AP polls top 5.
Not top 25.
Top 5. Yeah. Are you kidding me? That's 4,000 days, bro.
Yeah.
That's like 12 years of poll, 13 years
Hoop
of
talk.
AP poll, then they're out of the top 5, and they won't win it this year. Something tells me UConn women, like North Carolina men, they'll be fine.
Exactly.
They'll be fine next year.
PFF has put out its top 100 free agents, quarterbacks at the top that won't be free
I'd like
agents.
to go. We'll go through that list later. It's fun.
Yeah.
Where are the Jaguars free agents? They don't have a
Breeze,
ton.
Prescott, Brady, Rivers, Tannehill are your top 5. Some of these other guys won't hit free agency.
There's a reality on the Jaguars, Dan, that
There's Hunter Henry at 15.
it's not their free agents. It's not the Jaguars' free agents that are causing them any internal struggles.
They have Jan at 26.
None of the Jaguars' free agents, other than Jan, which they have to decide on, but you're not going to save money. In other words, there aren't free agents that were carrying big numbers that, well, we don't re-sign them, we're going to get cash. The only way the Jags are going to get cash is to cut players who inevitably will be replaced by players not as good as they are. That's how you stay a loser. You stay a loser by having a losing team, a losing foundation, a losing program, and have cap problems. I mean, so at the end of the day, yeah, you gain $23 million if you release Marcel Darius. Well, that's nice. You understand Marcel Darius is your best defensive lineman outside of Calais. I mean, unilaterally as a defender, as a run defender. I mean, it's not a shock that he went out and the Jags couldn't stop me and you from running.
They have DJ Humphries 52nd, and he got paid a lot of cash yesterday.
$15 million a year. I had read good things about him, the former Gator, who kind of got healthy and found his way. So
Dante Fowler Jr. 66th.
yeah. Is this an updated list, or because I saw the
it just
PFF
came out
list
today.
Okay. Wonder how they changed from their last one. Isn't that funny?
A little more.
That Fowler at 66, by the way, is hardly a must keep.
No.
He remains a one-trick pony. He had a good year. Like his sack number jumps out at you, but he's not a dominant
He's a
player.
good fit in L.A. because of Aaron Donald, but the question is, if you're L.A., do you allocate that much money to him, or do you try to draft a kid who can, well, they don't have any draft picks, but do you try to find a guy who can do what he did at a lesser rate?
I would suggest that L.A. put everything in the world on hold and make sure they got enough money to sign his prince himself, Jalen Ramsey.
That's a good point.
It's all about Jalen Ramsey. I mean, who cares what anybody else get paid or what they do? But then it'll be all about winning after his salary makes his football team 6-10 next year.
Yeah.
So we'll see on that. To hockey sticks with the Rams, and to hockey sticks with any team Jalen Ramsey's ever on, winning anything more than 5-6 games, and I'll be happy. If that guy never wins, 6 games in a year, the rest of his life, it would be very apropos.
Oh, dear.
So, at least according to me.
Oh, no.
Bracketology, I'm looking at a different one. I get stuck on Jerry Palm, the Gator hater, and then
Joey Brackett.
I got Joey Brackett. Joe Lenardi, I think, does the best job of them all. Over at ESPN. I'm on one on SI. And got the Gators as a 9, which is a little higher than I've been seeing them. They have 2 basketball, experts, columnists. They have them both as a 9.
I saw Lenardi put one out yesterday, not who's playing who, but lines, and he had Florida, I think, at 38. They had moved to the 10 line, the middle of the 10 line. And so tonight is a big game. And listen, if you've watched Florida basketball this year,
don't take anything for granted.
No. Arkansas has lost a lot of close games, and they're in a little slide, and
they got some players back, too. They were missing some guys. They started fast. They had some injuries and they some personnel issues, and that's come back together.
That's no gimme, buddy.
FSU's a 2 on both of those. I tell you
FSU's moved up to a 2, which is nice to see.
On these, according to these 2. But I'll tell you what was disconcerting. Each of these guys don't have anything else from the SEC. It's Auburn, LSU, Kentucky, and Florida, and that's it. In fact, the first 8 out, one of them puts...
it's always Bama. Bama's always an out. Just out.
One puts Alabama the first 8 out. The other puts Alabama, Mississippi State, and Arkansas. And there's another next 4 out, and the one that had Alabama in the first 8 has Mississippi State, South Carolina, and Tennessee in that list. So... The SEC really needs to
SEC's not
pick
good.
up some shine down the stretch. I don't think they can. No, it's not been a good year in the SEC.
They don't think highly of the SEC.
And they shouldn't.
And who's the conference is the
Big Ten.
Big Ten, right?
I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
It's the conference, and they got 11 teams, but if you really look at it, most of them are seeded between 7 and 11, so they're just average
Big Ten.
teams.
And by the way, everybody talked about Florida being the most disappointing team in the country or one of the most. Michigan State started the year at number Uno.
Yeah, I know.
And they're not in the top
25. Well, maybe they made it back yesterday.
25. Sparty is 9-6 in conference play and 17-9. Very much like Florida. Maryland, Penn State, who I haven't seen a lick of.
Yeah, they're up to like 10, aren't they? 12
9.
or something? 9. Top 10 for Penn State.
Yeah.
I saw Penn State beat, it was early in the year, it was an SEC team. It was either Alabama or Tennessee. They beat them in a 1-point game. I watched that. That was like in December, when
I'll tell you what.
hoops was just starting.
I will say this about the Big Ten. It is a little topsy-turvy. We got some so Maryland's had obviously been a good program through the years. Penn State, surprise. Iowa's always good, but they're third. Michigan State, 4. Then Rutgers.
Who may be playing their way out, by the way.
Illinois has come back up.
Yeah.
Whiskey, Ohio State, Michigan. Are all these teams locks to get in?
I don't think Rutgers is, but they might be. They may.
Indiana 6 and 8 in the Big Ten, and then remember Dougie Collins' boy Chris Collins, Northwestern, and kind of a nice story is he made the tournament. They're 1-13 in the Big Ten. They're not having a good year.
Yeah.
Oof. So
no, the Big Ten's getting a lot of teams, but really, of all the conferences, they might have anybody in the Big Ten you think's winning the title? Not me.
Yeah, no.
So of all the conferences, they may have the least chance, along with the SEC, although Kentucky is always dangerous. Kentucky's one of those teams that will play good against the good and maybe not so good against the not so good, although they've hung in there and won games lately. They've been tested, and they've been winning close ball games.
Yeah, I like to look at
against Ole Miss on Saturday. LSU Kentucky tonight would be a fun one to watch.
Yeah,
Kentucky at LSU.
Kentucky's at LSU?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was at Kentucky.
Well, we'll see. No one knows really. It's a mystery. They want both fan bases to go on a scavenger hunt to find out.
Scholars maintain the location's been forgotten for years.
That's correct. Yeah.
The Big Ten, according to ESPN, the locks are Maryland and Penn State. Should be in Michigan State, Iowa, Ohio State, Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, Rutgers. Wow. So they do work to do Purdue, Indiana, Minnesota. So they could take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 teams. No, come on, man. There's no way that
That's
the Big Ten.
You have to spin the wheel. It's at LSU.
It is at LSU.
Yeah, didn't we say that was a wheel or no?
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, did we? Oh, no.
No.
I thought we
Wow.
did.
And then
I just thought that.
The Big East is pretty solid as well.
Yeah, and it's not the old Big East, by the way. So when you say the Big East is solid.
And here's another thing. The ACC is having a hugely down year, so there are a lot more slots available.
Yeah.
Duke, FSU, and Louisville are the ones that are locked, and Virginia might get in, and that'd be about it.
It's very rare in this business that you see something the very first 2 games of the year, and you project something to happen. And boy, it has played out. And from the first night that we saw those 4 play, Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, and Michigan State, and they just didn't look. And we've been especially right with Michigan State and Kentucky, right? They're both much worse than we expected. Duke is, played up, and Kansas, by the way, has rallied and is a national champion favorite, but I still think could be a year where like a 7. It could be an Iowa or a Florida. I mean, I'm just throwing names out there of these middle seeds. Just about anybody could do it because here's what's going to happen. Your top seeds this year are going to get knocked off early.
Are you going to say Florida State or Florida?
No, Florida State is in the upper. That's not a stretch.
There's no chance in hell Florida is going to do anything.
Okay.
I know what you're saying, but don't say Florida.
Well, I'm just... Teams are popping.
I can't allow that.
Well, I will say this:
is Florida going to win the national championship?
I don't think they are. No,
are they going to win the
not.
Final Four? Go to the Final Four?
I would say no.
Okay,
but if they play like they played against Auburn, they would have a chance because Auburn is a top, top 10 type team, and they beat the pants off of them. So
really, really disappointing in terms of my 3 natties I had predicted back in the summer.
A lot of people.
I had a couple.
Call you the mush. You're kind of mush.
2 tremendous. Summer predictions. We do this every summer. One, and I was dead on. Nick Saban should be fired with all that talent he has if he doesn't win the Natty.
No, you weren't dead on at all.
Dead on that one, by the way.
He should have kept his
Look
job.
at all these guys getting drafted by the NFL in the first round. How did Alabama not win the Natty? And 2, Florida would win 3 Natties. It's a little disappointing. Thank God I didn't say the Jags were going to go to the Super Bowl.
The Florida Gators are national champions.
Then we would have had you committed.
Well, they have Florida in bubble watch's work to do, along with Arkansas.
But whose bubble is this? Joe's?
ESPN. So yeah, before the Razorbacks' last second loss at home to Mississippi State, mock brackets really didn't know what to do with the team. Eric Musselman's group was showing up everywhere, safely in as a 10 seed to hanging on by its fingernails on the 12 line. Now at 4-8 in the SEC, with losses in 7 of its past 8 conference games, this same Arkansas team should prove less difficult to evaluate. The Hogs aren't down for the count by any means, but even a team with a top 50 net ranking is going to need to win at Florida or at home against LSU or against an Auburn or a Kentucky at the SEC tournament or some combination. I would say some combination. If you're 4-8 in the conference,
that's Auburn,
Arkansas, in the SEC, yeah.
Arkansas's not getting in. That's silly. You're 4-8. You're not getting a 9-9, by the way, because you're 4-8. That you're not good at. Yeah, I don't.
I mean, South Carolina's 8-4 in the SEC.
Correct. Well,
Frank Martin gets them going, doesn't he?
They got given one the other day.
Yeah. Frank Martin.
Had no business winning that game. Who were they playing? Tennessee, was it?
Screams and yells and pounds, and those fellas get better.
Who was South Carolina playing the other day on
Tennessee.
TV? It was Tennessee?
Yeah.
I'll tell you who's got to go is that dude at Georgia. What a flop he's been.
Tom Crean.
Tom Crean comes in. He gets number 1 player in the country. Georgia should be better in basketball. Georgia, to me, could be a sleeping giant like Florida was before Billy. You get the right coach in at Georgia. Look at the talent around the SEC from Atlanta, Hick.
Yeah.
That Okoro kid from Okoro from
Okoro.
They say the Hawks will take number 3 overall, but the Auburn kid, he's from Atlanta. I'm pretty sure that Chris Richards kid from Kentucky is from Atlanta. They're got a ton.
It's
a lot of
Nick
FSU
Richard.
players.
Chris
yeah,
Richard
that's what
played for
yeah,
the Gators.
That's correct. It is Nick Richard. You're right.
Yeah.
Little known fact, Sticks has been calling around to all the recruits to try and sabotage Tom Crean.
That's right. People don't know that. But Sticks, who still is hugely bitter about his days as the Indiana manager.
Sticks got to carry a little bitterness. You got to be careful with Sticks. He's a super defensive. He's like a little snake.
Sticks got called some awful words on the radio.
Sticks got into
it. He made enemies of the wrong Twitter group.
Sticks got into
I don't even want to bring it up.
We don't?
Bring it up.
I don't even want to say the word.
No.
I'm just going to say who we got to beef with.
Let's not even do it. No.
They'll take it the wrong way.
Yeah,
who
that's
will?
just them.
The cult.
I was just
move
saying.
along.
Just
Move
saying,
along.
Who he's beefing with?
Please move along.
Wow, that's you guys are like the Politburo around here. Idiots. Be back with more from Stalingrad next. And Catlin Truck Accessories Tuesday.
Caller number 5 today at 641-1010. We feel like giving. What are we giving, Beef?
Our lucky winner today, Dan's going to take home a pair of tickets to go see NFL legend Jerry Rice at the Times Union Center on February 25th. He's part of the Florida Forum Speaker Series. For tickets and more information, visit thefloridaforum.com.